I just got done watching Stranger Things Season 2. I'm ready to talk about it in a minor spoiler kind of way. It's fantastic. Hit the tape. Like I said, I just got done watching Stranger Things Season 2. Please let me start by saying it was awesome. Like I said, I want to talk about it in a minor spoilage kind of way, but the ups and downs we'll talk about. No crazy theories or anything, no dissecting, just an emotional ride with this season. Um, it starts off with what you'd expect it to, with showing the characters a year later, after the events of the first season. Um, it's Halloween, the Ghostbusters imagery is coming up. I think the first and second episode. I don't know. It all kind of blurred together. But anyway, that's what it starts with in whatever episodes. And right off the bat, I know talking to a friend that he was wondering when they would bring 11 in. Was it going to be at the end, or right off the bat? And in the next episode, they kind of talk backwards on how she got there within that year to where she's at now. Like I said, minor spoiler, but not really. But she's um, living with Hopper now, out in a cabin, out in the middle of nowhere, and it's beautiful. It's the father-daughter dynamic, which emotionally you're invested in because of what you saw Hopper go through in the first season with the death of his daughter. So it's beautiful. He's gruff, but seems fair. And Eleven's just a rebellious teen at this point and learning the world around her. Beautiful. Automatically just invested emotionally in it. Beautiful. But there's a lot of points of that where things you became emotionally invested in the first one continuing, and that's great. I mean, one of the negative things I saw online was someone said that it moves slow, too much character, stuff, blah, blah, blah. I find that the opposite because these are characters I actually loved. They're normal, great people. And then I want to see how their story goes. I just don't want to see a creature feature, which this turns into, and it's awesome. But it's like they pared this movie down into 2 episodes, if not 3 episode, little tiny arcs that mirror other movies of the 80s. And it's great. I mean, we have parts, minor spoiler, that Steve is with Lucas and Dustin and Max, the new girl that they meet, who's a new character. And she's pretty cool. She fits in. Tough girl character. Great organic character. Great acting. But Steve with them hunting for monsters, and it feels like a Monster Squad thing because he's the older. I mean, Steve in general. When Dustin was like, "I need your help. I think we got this to deal with. Do you still have your baseball bat?" And he's like, "Okay," and goes to the trunk of his car and gets it. It's like he's battle hardened to a degree, and it's awesome. He has like a pessimistic view of everything, and it's great. He's a great character. He's grown. And that's something you can't say about a lot of TV shows nowadays. Cats. But like, this will probably jump all over the place because I just got done watching it, and I'm horrible at remembering names and stuff. So I'll try my best. But speaking of Max, we're introduced to a couple new characters. And at first, I have to admit, as soon as they introduced someone new, I became suspicious. Because, at least to me, you got to know this core cast. So when they bring outsiders in, of course you fear that because of shows of the past when that really messed things up. And I just feel like these people aren't going to have a happy ending, so everyone's out to get them. But all the characters proved to be well written, rounded, and welcome additions. So I was excited about that. I mean, you had Sean Astin as Bob, which is great. Great acting. He's a great actor. But at first it's like, oh, can I trust this guy? I mean, he says little, not barbs, but little things about when they were in high school he wasn't popular and she didn't know he existed. So it's like, oh, is this someone working through the power company for revenge? You know, this stuff runs through my mind. But minor spoilage, great guy, great guy. Great acting, great addition. And then we have Max, like I said, great character. At first, of course, you're worried, not that she'll like betray the group or anything, but it's like, they're trying to make a new core character. Of course, because we've been burned so much of shows in the past, but these people crack the code for the most part. But she works. She's a great character. I can't wait to see more of her. But then her older brother, Billy, there were times where it reminded me of a Stephen King book with the greaser kind of character that is a sociopath. So that was great. Great acting, great character. But I just wonder what will happen to him later on. I have a theory, but that might be giving too much away. So I'll save that. Me and Chris will do like a second impression post maybe and talk about it. But anyway, like I said, reminds me of like a Stephen King greaser, but dressed like from the cast of the Lost Boys at times. Kind of hair metal-ish, kind of shirt all the way unbuttoned. I mean, he looked the part, believe me. But then we also had a very bit character, but stood out as being very funny. Because there are times, like I said, where it breaks down into different movie genres. We kind of got a romantic comedy-esque escapade from Jonathan and Nancy. Which, on paper, they did the right thing. They didn't have them end up together at the end of the first one. Because, you know, movies like Romancing the Stone and stuff, by the time it comes to the second movie, they want to have that chemistry again with these characters, so they break them up off camera, and then they got to get back together and find out what they loved about each other. Yada, yada, yada. This did the right thing and didn't have them get together, so when they pick up their adventure after a year, them back on the road, doing their own thing to try to stop impending doom, it feels fresh because it's like you're continuing with them because they hardly even talked over that year. They were friends, they're friendly to each other, but she was with Steve. So that being a continuation of that story so perfectly, you didn't get bored of that. I mean, everyone kind of broke up into teams over the course of the episodes. And you had Mike with Will, and of course, Will's mom. That was one storyline, and it was great to see Will, the actor that plays him, finally shine. I mean, he wasn't really that much in the first season, but he's great in this season. But you have those two as a group, and just throwing it out there, but Hopper kind of floats between the groups in some way, shape, or form at times. He's the character that kind of binds everything, which is great. And we saw a different Hopper this time, of course, with the, you know, like the adopting of Eleven, but we didn't see the big, Hopper punch, from the first season. He's still a badass, but maybe tempered a bit. Or maybe that's just because the story didn't go that way. By the time it gets to the third act, it is a full-blown creature feature. And it is awesome. And by the time you get to that, what stumbling points there are kind of melt away. It's damn good. The monsters in it are good. Of course, it's CGI mostly this time, not the cool practical-esque effects of the first movie. I mean, they had a budget, plus they gave us numbers. There's parts of it that are like aliens, which I think I read that was a movie that they were required to watch before filming, which would make sense, because there's some great moments like that. I could just keep going on and on and on, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I just want to tell people it's great. Carve out time. I will say, though, to save yourself an hour, I would skip episode 7. This was the biggest stumbling block of the whole thing. Sorry to just wing it out there like that, but to not give anything truly away, it is a side story involving a character that kind of doesn't mean anything yet, but could potentially seasons down the road. So it was one of those, felt kind of strained at times. I would say the growth that happened because of it was great, but that episode itself was kind of, I mean, it's just a one and done with a future to it. And I love serialized things, but that just seemed kind of rushed and thrown in there. It had its moments, though, but out of the whole thing, that's the only problem I had. So, out of 9 episodes, 1 questionable, but great. Devote the time, watch it. Beautiful, beautiful. One of the best TV shows ever, hands down. Excuse me, need my coffee. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take a watch, leave some comments. Like I said, down the road we're going to tackle it as a second opinion piece or whatever. So if you have any questions for when we end up doing that in a week or two, hit them in the comments. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. My name's Rob, and this is My Side of the Laundry Room Live. See ya.